The ancient Stoics believed that true strength isn't about dominating others, it's about mastering our own emotions. In today's fast-paced world, this wisdom is more valuable than ever. Have you ever felt emotionally drained after dealing with a toxic person? Negative interactions can leave us frustrated and powerless, disrupting our inner peace. But what if you had practical tools to handle these situations with resilience and grace? In this video, we'll explore 13 Stoic-inspired strategies to help you navigate toxic relationships with wisdom, composure, and even compassion. By the end, you'll have a powerful mental framework to shield yourself from negativity while staying true to your values. Join me on this journey to strengthen your emotional well-being. Subscribe to the Top Stoic for more insights on mastering your mind and building unshakable resilience. Now, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Number 1. Recognizing and understanding the toxic threat. Imagine yourself as the guardian of a great citadel. Your mind, emotions, and well-being form its walls. Just as a vigilant sentry watches for approaching danger, you must learn to identify the warning signs of toxic individuals before they breach your inner fortress. Awareness is your first and strongest line of defense. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously stated in the Enchiridion, "It is not what happens to you that disturbs you, but your judgment of what happens." This wisdom is especially crucial when dealing with toxic people. Their negativity and manipulations hold no real power over you. What truly matters is how you perceive and respond to them. The key to maintaining your inner peace is to cultivate a stoic gaze, a calm, objective perspective that allows you to see situations for what they are, rather than reacting emotionally. Warning signs of a toxic person. Toxic individuals often exhibit predictable patterns of behavior. Recognizing these warning signs will help you stay guarded against their influence. Relentless criticism. They constantly find faults in you, your actions, or your choices, leaving you feeling uncertain and demoralized. Manipulative tactics. They may use flattery, guilt, or even threats to control your behavior. Their goal is to influence your actions for their own benefit. Negativity and pessimism. They thrive on complaints, always focusing on the worst aspects of life and dragging others down with them. Beyond these general tendencies, toxic people often fit into distinct personality types. Understanding these can further strengthen your defenses. Types of toxic individuals. The narcissist, always seeking admiration. They may charm you at first, but ultimately, their relationships are one-sided. Their need for validation leaves others emotionally drained. The gossip. They spread rumors, create conflicts, and stir up drama, finding pleasure in turning people against each other. The energy vampire. Every interaction with them leaves you exhausted. They drain your mental and emotional energy, leaving you feeling fatigued. By recognizing these traits and behaviors, you begin to map out the threats that could compromise your inner citadel. Just as a Roman general like Seneca would strategize before battle, you too can prepare for encounters with toxic individuals. Awareness gives you the ability to anticipate their tactics and respond with wisdom rather than frustration. Next step. Fortifying your walls. Now that you've identified the threats, how do you protect yourself? Imagine standing in the place of Marcus Aurelius, fortifying the walls of Rome against external invaders. In the next section, we'll explore Stoic techniques to strengthen your mental defenses, ensuring that no toxic force can breach your emotional stronghold. Let's explore this with the top Stoic. Number 2. Defending your emotional well-being. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor of Rome, tasked with ruling a vast empire. To maintain order, he relied on strength, wisdom, and unwavering discipline. In the same way, safeguarding your inner citadel, your emotional well-being, requires these very qualities. At the heart of this defense lies boundaries, the protective walls that shield you from toxic influences. Just as a powerful ruler would never allow invaders to cross into his territory unchecked, you must not permit toxic individuals to breach your emotional space. The power of boundaries. In Stoic philosophy, reason and self-control are essential for managing external challenges. Before you can enforce your boundaries, you must first identify what drains your energy and disrupts your inner peace. Ask yourself, is it a friend's constant pessimism that leaves you feeling emotionally exhausted? A coworker's manipulative behavior that unsettles you? A family member's intrusive advice that makes you question your own decisions? Honesty with yourself is the first step. Recognizing these emotional stressors allows you to define what behaviors you will and will not accept. Communicating boundaries with Stoic strength. Once you've determined your limits, the next step is to express them clearly and assertively. Channel your inner Marcus Aurelius, be firm, yet fair. Here are some key strategies to communicate effectively. 1. Use I statements instead of blaming. Express how the behavior affects you. Oh, instead of, "You're always so negative." Oh, try, "I feel emotionally drained when conversations focus only on negativity." 2. Be specific. Avoid vague statements that leave room for misinterpretation. Oh, instead of, "I need space." Oh, say, "I can't talk right now, but I'd be happy to catch up later this week." 3. Stand your ground with kindness. Being assertive doesn't mean being aggressive. Set your boundaries with confidence but without hostility. Enforcing boundaries. The Stoic ruler's resolve. Establishing boundaries is not a one-time action. It requires consistency and resilience. Just as a wise ruler remains vigilant against enemy invasions, you must stand firm when toxic individuals attempt to test your limits. Stay consistent. A weak wall crumbles easily. If someone disregards your boundaries, calmly reiterate them. Limit interaction if necessary, if certain individuals persist in their toxic behavior. Reduce your exposure to them or withdraw completely. Remember, boundaries are not punishment. Enforcing your limits isn't about revenge or control. It's about self-preservation. The Stoics were deeply aware of the dangers of envy and negativity, often avoiding unnecessary drama and distractions. By setting firm boundaries, you are not being selfish, you are simply creating a safe space for inner peace to flourish. In your Stoic journey toward a life of tranquility, a strong and well-defended citadel is essential. Only by standing firm against external chaos can you cultivate the inner strength needed to thrive. Number 3. How to become uninteresting to the emotional barbarian. Imagine an emotional barbarian, fueled by negativity, constantly searching for conflict and drama. Some toxic individuals thrive on attention. Your emotional reactions serve as their fuel. They prod, provoke, and instigate, hoping to spark anger, frustration, or hurt. This is where Stoic principles of emotional regulation and detachment become invaluable. One of the most effective techniques for neutralizing toxic interactions is the gray rock method, a strategy that allows you to become uninteresting to those who seek to manipulate your emotions. The gray rock method, inspired by Stoicism, originally developed by therapist Paul Friedman. The gray rock method is a simple yet powerful tool. It doesn't mean shutting down completely, it means presenting a neutral, unyielding surface that offers no foothold for negativity. Just as a dull, featureless rock attracts no interest, your emotionally unresponsive demeanor makes toxic individuals lose interest. The Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us, true happiness resides in enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. This is a crucial mindset shift. Toxic people often crave attention, whether positive or negative. By refusing to give them the reaction they seek, you deny them the power they desire. How to apply the gray rock method? The essence of this technique is neutrality, responding in ways that are factual, dull, and unengaging. Here's how. Use neutral, short responses. If a toxic person criticizes your work, instead of defending yourself, simply say, "That's interesting. Okay, I see." These responses deprive them of the emotional fuel they seek. Avoid emotional engagement. Toxic individuals thrive on drama and reaction. If they use sarcasm, guilt trips, or insults, remain composed. Don't defend, justify, or escalate the interaction. Stay factual and detached, instead of arguing or explaining. Respond with plain facts and monotone indifference. This keeps you from being drawn into their emotional vortex. Stoic wisdom. Starving negativity of its power. Seneca also teaches us that the key to inner peace is to neither indulge in hope nor be ruled by fear. This applies directly to handling toxic people. You should not give them the emotional power they seek. However, be prepared. Some individuals may escalate their behavior when they sense they are losing control over you. This is a test of your emotional resilience. The path to inner strength. The gray rock method is not a magical solution, but a powerful tool for protecting your emotional well-being. When applied consistently, it transforms you from a passive victim of toxic manipulation into a calm, unshaken observer. By mastering this approach, you reinforce your Stoic fortress, shielding yourself from external chaos while preserving your inner peace. Next, the broken record technique. Now that you've learned how to neutralize emotional manipulators, the next step is to assert your boundaries effectively. In the following section, we'll explore the broken record technique, a simple yet powerful way to stand your ground without getting dragged into endless arguments. Number 4. A Stoic approach to standing your ground. Picture yourself caught in an endless cycle of manipulation, where a toxic individual relentlessly pressures you, wearing down your boundaries through guilt, deception, or sheer persistence. It can feel draining and overwhelming. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us the power of reason, resilience, and unshakable resolve. Inspired by these principles, the broken record technique is a powerful defense against emotional manipulation. What is the broken record technique? This method is simple yet highly effective. It involves calmly and consistently repeating your position. Just as a broken record loops the same phrase over and over, No matter how much a manipulator pushes, pleads, or provokes, you stay firm in your stance without being drawn into their emotional game. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only good. True freedom includes the right to set your own boundaries and say no without feeling the need to justify or explain yourself. The broken record technique embodies this principle by reinforcing your stance with calm persistence, making it impossible for manipulators to pull you off course. How it works: turning emotional attacks into ineffective waves. Manipulative individuals often exploit emotions to get what they want. They may use flattery to make you feel obligated, guilt trips to pressure you into compliance, anger or intimidation to force your surrender. Instead of engaging in their tactics, you respond with unwavering consistency. Imagine a wave crashing against a rock. The wave expends its force, but the rock remains unmoved. For example, manipulator: come on, just this once. You never help me. I understand, but I'm not available. Manipulator: if you were a real friend, you'd do this for me. I hear you, but I'm not available. Manipulator: wow, so you really don't care about me at all? I understand, but I'm not available. By sticking to your statement without getting emotional, you take away their power. The manipulator becomes frustrated because they cannot provoke the reaction they seek. Stoic wisdom: staying rational and unmoved. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that we should be guided by logic, not emotion. The broken record technique is not about being confrontational, it's about enforcing your boundaries with calm, rational persistence. This approach prevents you from being emotionally hijacked, exposes the flaws in manipulative arguments, protects your inner peace and autonomy. Through Stoic perseverance, you defend yourself against exploitation and stand firm in your choices without unnecessary conflict. Now that you've learned how to hold your ground, the next step is to cultivate emotional detachment, a Stoic skill that allows you to remain calm and unshaken, no matter what challenges arise. Stay tuned. Number 5. Mastering Stoic indifference. Imagine a fisherman skillfully casting a baited hook, hoping to ensnare an unsuspecting catch. Toxic individuals operate in much the same way, dangling insults, guilt trips, and provocations to pull you into a whirlpool of emotional turmoil. They crave reaction, anger, frustration, or defensiveness, because it fuels their drama and reinforces their control over your emotions. But Stoicism offers an impenetrable shield: indifference. This is not apathy or cold detachment. Instead, it is the conscious choice to remain unaffected by the negativity that others attempt to impose upon you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you refuse to engage with toxic bait, you reclaim your inner peace and deny manipulators the power they seek. Let's explore how Stoic indifference can help you rise above their emotional traps. Step 1. Recognize the bait. The first defense against manipulation is awareness. Toxic people often disguise their provocations in subtle ways. Ask yourself, is this a sarcastic remark designed to provoke me? Is this a veiled insult disguised as constructive criticism? Is this guilt tripping in the form of a seemingly innocent request? Once you recognize these tactics, you immediately weaken their hold over you. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. By identifying their strategy, you can strip it of its emotional weight, seeing it as nothing more than a failed attempt to manipulate your reaction. Step 2. Detach from the emotional hook. The goal of toxic individuals is not just to provoke a response, but to control your emotions. They want to dictate how you feel and react. However, you have the power to choose your response. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, adopt the Stoic mindset of detachment. Picture their words as mere wind passing through the trees, noise, but nothing more. Marcus Aurelius put it best: if you are pained by any external thing, it is not the thing that disturbs you, but your judgment of it, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. Rather than grabbing the bait, observe it with calm indifference, refusing to be emotionally hooked. And step 3. Starve the drama of fuel. Without your emotional reaction, their manipulative tactics lose all momentum. Drama requires fuel, and when you provide none, it cannot survive. If someone throws a sarcastic jab at you, instead of defending yourself, respond neutrally. Interesting perspective. Noted. Silence, the most powerful response of all. As Seneca advised, a quarrel is quickly ended when one side withdraws. By refusing to engage, you strip their words of power, and their attempts at control fade into insignificance. Step 4. Remain the unshaken observer. Practicing Stoic indifference doesn't mean you become emotionless. It means you channel your emotions toward what truly matters. Instead of being a pawn in someone else's emotional game, you become a calm observer, watching but never participating. This shift in perspective is transformative. Picture a storm raging outside, yet inside your fortified Stoic citadel, there is only tranquility. No matter how strong the wind howls, it cannot penetrate your walls. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. This is the ultimate power of Stoic indifference. You do not allow external negativity to disturb your inner peace. By refusing to take the bait, you deny toxic people the control they seek. Instead of being emotionally entangled, you remain calm, rational, and free. You no longer react, you choose your response. You no longer engage, you observe and move on. You no longer suffer, you rise above. With each moment of Stoic mastery, you fortify your inner serenity, ensuring that no storm, no matter how turbulent, can shake the foundations of your peace. As you continue this journey, remember, the power is yours. Will you let others dictate your emotions? Or will you stand firm in your own unshakable calm? The choice, as always, is yours. Number 6. A Stoic's greatest weapon. Picture a verbal gladiator, someone who thrives on conflict, wields insults like swords, and baits others into emotional battles. These toxic individuals feed off drama, drawing strength from your anger, defensiveness, or frustration. They seek to pull you into their emotional whirlwind, manipulating your reactions to keep the cycle alive. But what if you refused to engage? What if, instead of fighting back, you responded with nothing at all? This is the Stoic strategy of non-reaction, a technique that is both subtle and powerfully disarming. When used intentionally, silence is not a sign of defeat but a weapon of control, one that disrupts their toxic game and leaves them powerless. As Seneca wisely said, "He who is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who is quick-tempered exalts folly." Mastering the art of non-reaction is not about suppressing emotions. It is about choosing where to invest them. It is about recognizing that not every battle is worth fighting. And sometimes, the greatest victory is simply refusing to play the game. Breaking the toxic cycle. Toxic individuals thrive on predictable patterns. They provoke, you react, and the cycle repeats. Every time you engage in their conflict, you are validating their behavior and fueling their need for control. Now, imagine disrupting this pattern entirely. Instead of reacting with anger, irritation, or self-defense, you respond with absolute silence. Picture a skilled tennis player, ready to unleash a powerful serve, only to find that there is no opponent on the other side. Their energy is wasted, their momentum shattered. This is what happens when you do not react. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You always have the power to have no opinion." There is never a need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. By refusing to respond, you take away their power. Their words, which were designed to provoke, now fall into an empty void, useless and ineffective. Silence, in this case, is not emptiness, it is a declaration of strength. Non-reaction is not weakness, but strength. Many people mistake silence for submission. They believe that not defending oneself means accepting defeat. But in reality, true strength lies in control, not in proving yourself to others. A wise person does not expend energy on meaningless battles. They do not waste time convincing fools of their worth. They know their own value. And because of this, they do not feel the need to react to every insult or provocation. Seneca offers this profound advice. If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable. This means that if you allow others to dictate your reactions, you are adrift at sea, at the mercy of every passing storm. But if you remain rooted in your own principles, no insult, no provocation, no manipulation can shake you. Expect the escalation, and remain unshaken. When you refuse to take the bait, some toxic individuals will escalate. They may increase their insults, intensify their guilt trips, or try new tactics to provoke you. This is a test of your Stoic resilience. Will you hold your ground, or will you allow them to pull you back in? Remember, their words are only as powerful as the meaning you assign to them. If you refuse to be affected, they lose their grip over you. Marcus Aurelius offers the perfect mindset. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When insults come, let them pass through you like the wind. When provocation arises, acknowledge it, but do not engage. Stand firm, remain calm, and let them exhaust themselves in their own fury. In the end, it is they who will be left frustrated, not you. The ultimate victory, choosing not to play. The art of non-reaction is not just about avoiding conflict, it is about mastering yourself. It is about understanding that you do not need to respond to everything. It is about choosing your battles wisely. It is about resisting the urge to prove yourself to those who do not deserve your energy. Seneca reminds us of the path to true freedom. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. When you choose silence, you demonstrate control. When you refuse to engage, you deny them power over you. When you remain unaffected, you win without even fighting. And in that moment, you have already won the battle they so desperately wanted to start. Number 7. Guarding your inner peace. Imagine yourself within the high walls of a fortified citadel. A place where your mental well-being is carefully preserved by the boundaries you set. Yet, even the strongest defenses cannot completely shield you from external threats. Persistent intruders, negative, toxic individuals, will attempt to breach your walls, seeking to disrupt your peace. This is where the Stoic principle of control becomes essential. While you cannot dictate the actions of toxic people, you can determine how much exposure you allow them in your life. The key to maintaining inner peace is not just fighting negativity, but strategically limiting how much of it you let in. Control your environment. Reduce physical exposure. One of the most effective lines of defense against toxic individuals is to minimize your interactions with them whenever possible. This is not about being rude, it is about protecting your well-being. Just as a wise general would avoid an unnecessary battle, avoid unnecessary contact. If you have the option to physically distance yourself from negativity, take it. Can you reschedule that meeting with a toxic colleague? Politely decline an invitation where their presence is unavoidable. These small choices add up to significant mental relief. Choose your company wisely. Marcus Aurelius once advised, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Surrounding yourself with negative individuals will inevitably shape your mindset, just as surrounding yourself with uplifting people will strengthen your resilience. However, some exposure is unavoidable. If toxic individuals are colleagues, family members, or close acquaintances, complete avoidance may not be realistic. In these cases, the next best strategy is to limit emotional engagement. Establish emotional boundaries. Detach without disconnecting. Even when physical distance is not possible, you can still protect yourself through emotional detachment. The key is to recognize toxicity without absorbing it, to acknowledge negativity without letting it shape your own state of mind. Observe, don't absorb. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. You cannot control how others behave, but you can control your response. View their actions as an observer, rather than a participant. Practice cognitive reframing. Toxic individuals often attempt to manipulate emotions through constant negativity. Instead of absorbing their pessimism, try reframing the situation objectively. Oh, if a coworker constantly complains, think, they seem to be struggling today, rather than allowing their mood to infect your own. Oh, if a friend is always negative, remind yourself, their emotions belong to them, not to me. Redirect your focus to positivity. Toxic people thrive on negativity, but you do not have to play their game. Actively shift your focus to the things that bring you joy, whether it's your passions, meaningful work, or supportive relationships. Seneca wisely advised, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The negativity of others is only as powerful as the meaning you assign to it. Create a safe haven. Strengthen your inner citadel. Imagine your mind as a fortress surrounded by a deep moat. This moat serves not only as a physical barrier but as an emotional shield, keeping toxic influences at bay while preserving your inner peace. Prioritize self-care. Just as a strong fortress requires maintenance, your mind requires restoration. Engage in activities that recharge your spirit, whether it's reading, meditation, or simply spending time in nature. Cultivate a positive support system. Seek out those who uplift and inspire you, rather than those who drain you. As Marcus Aurelius said, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself. In your way of thinking, accept that limiting exposure is not cowardice. Protecting your peace is not an act of weakness, but one of wisdom. Recognizing when a situation is not worth your energy is a sign of self-awareness and strength. The power of choosing what you let in. You are not obligated to entertain negativity. You are not required to engage with toxic people. Your energy is precious, and where you direct it will shape the quality of your life. By limiting your exposure, both physically and emotionally, you reclaim control over your own well-being. You reinforce your inner citadel, ensuring that the storms of others do not disrupt your tranquility. And in doing so, you embody the true essence of Stoicism, the ability to navigate life's challenges with calm, resilience, and unwavering inner peace. Number 8. Build your support system. Strength in unity. Imagine yourself standing guard at the entrance of your inner citadel. You have reinforced your boundaries, mastered the art of non-reaction, and minimized your exposure to toxic individuals. Yet, even the strongest warrior does not stand alone. Every great defense requires a powerful flank, a formation of loyal allies who stand beside you in times of challenge. Your support system is your Stoic phalanx, a vital shield that safeguards your inner peace. In the face of negativity and adversity, this network of trusted individuals offers wisdom, encouragement, and resilience, keeping you anchored in your principles and strengthening your ability to navigate life's struggles. The wisdom of Stoicism. Strength in connection. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, placed great importance on surrounding oneself with virtuous individuals. He once wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. The company you keep shapes your character." And in times of hardship, it is these relationships that provide you with the guidance and strength to persevere. A strong support system is not just about having people around, it is about having the right people. These are the individuals who listen without judgment, offering insight and wisdom instead of fueling drama. Remind you of your worth, countering the self-doubt that toxic individuals often instill. Inspire you through their actions, demonstrating the virtues of resilience, patience, and integrity. The protective power of a strong support system. 1. A safe space to share and reflect. Engaging with toxic individuals can be emotionally exhausting. Having a trusted confidant, a close friend, mentor, or family member provides a safe space where you can process your experiences without fear of judgment. This space allows you to vent frustrations constructively and gain clarity on your emotions. The support and understanding of others remind you that you are not alone in this battle. 2. Restoring your self-worth. Toxic people often attempt to diminish your confidence, making you question your value. Your support system serves as a counterbalance, reminding you of your strengths, achievements, and intrinsic worth. Oh, their faith in you can rekindle your determination, especially when negativity threatens to wear you down. Oh, as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, the only way to have a friend is to be one. Cultivating these uplifting relationships ensures that encouragement flows both ways. 3. Learning through example. The Stoics believed in the power of leading by example. Surrounding yourself with resilient, optimistic, and virtuous individuals allows you to absorb their wisdom and mindset. Oh, witnessing their grace under pressure helps you cultivate the same resilience in your own life. Oh, their presence reinforces the idea that negativity is not something you must accept. You have the power to choose a better response. Building your phalanx. How to strengthen your support system. Like any fortress, your support system requires careful construction and maintenance. Here are ways to cultivate a strong, uplifting network. Invest in quality time. Deep and meaningful relationships require time and effort. Set aside moments for genuine interactions, whether it's a conversation over coffee, a shared hobby, or a heartfelt check-in. Oh, listen actively and be present in your connections. Oh, share experiences and insights that strengthen mutual understanding. Seek out like-minded communities. Engage in groups that align with your values and interests. This could be a philosophy discussion group, a volunteer organization, or an online community centered on personal growth. Oh, these spaces naturally attract people who uplift and support one another. Oh, they provide an opportunity to learn, exchange ideas, and grow together. Express gratitude for your allies. Never underestimate the power of appreciation. Let the people in your support system know how much their presence and encouragement mean to you. Oh, a simple thank you, a kind gesture, or a heartfelt message can strengthen your bond. Oh, Seneca reminds us, no one can live happily who has regard only for themselves and transforms everything into a question of their own utility. You must live for your neighbor if you would live for yourself. Your support system. The shield against negativity. Even the most fortified castle benefits from a strong external defense. Your phalanx of trusted companions serves as a barrier against the storms of negativity, ensuring that your inner serenity remains intact. They offer perspective when your vision is clouded. They remind you of your strength when self-doubt creeps in. They serve as examples of virtue, inspiring you to stay true to your principles. Building and nurturing your support system is not just about self-preservation. It is about creating a network of mutual growth and encouragement. With the right people by your side, your inner peace will always have a secure and protected sanctuary. Number 8. Build your support system. Strength in unity. Imagine yourself standing guard at the entrance of your inner citadel. You have reinforced your boundaries, mastered the art of non-reaction, and minimized your exposure to toxic individuals. Yet, even the strongest warrior does not stand alone. Every great defense requires a powerful flank. A formation of loyal allies who stand beside you in times of challenge. Your support system is your Stoic phalanx, a vital shield that safeguards your inner peace. In the face of negativity and adversity, this network of trusted individuals offers wisdom, encouragement, and resilience, keeping you anchored in your principles and strengthening your ability to navigate life's struggles. The wisdom of Stoicism. Strength in connection. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, placed great importance on surrounding oneself with virtuous individuals. He once wrote, Associate with people who are likely to improve you. The company you keep shapes your character. And in times of hardship, it is these relationships that provide you with the guidance and strength to persevere. A strong support system is not just about having people around, it is about having the right people. These are the individuals who listen without judgment, offering insight and wisdom instead of fueling drama. Remind you of your worth, countering the self-doubt that toxic individuals often instill. Inspire you through their actions, demonstrating the virtues of resilience, patience, and integrity. The protective power of a strong support system. 1. A safe space to share and reflect. Engaging with toxic individuals can be emotionally exhausting. Having a trusted confidant, a close friend, mentor, or family member provides a safe space where you can process your experiences without fear of judgment. This space allows you to vent frustrations constructively and gain clarity on your emotions. The support and understanding of others remind you that you are not alone in this battle. 2. Restoring your self-worth. Toxic people often attempt to diminish your confidence, making you question your value. Your support system serves as a counterbalance, reminding you of your strengths, achievements, and intrinsic worth. Their faith in you can rekindle your determination, especially when negativity threatens to wear you down. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The only way to have a friend is to be one." Cultivating these uplifting relationships ensures that encouragement flows both ways. 3. Learning through example. The Stoics believed in the power of leading by example. Surrounding yourself with resilient, optimistic, and virtuous individuals allows you to absorb their wisdom and mindset. Witnessing their grace under pressure helps you cultivate the same resilience in your own life. Their presence reinforces the idea that negativity is not something you must accept. You have the power to choose a better response. Building your phalanx. How to strengthen your support system. Like any fortress, your support system requires careful construction and maintenance. Here are ways to cultivate a strong, uplifting network. Invest in quality time. Deep and meaningful relationships require time and effort. Set aside moments for genuine interactions, whether it's a conversation over coffee, a shared hobby, or a heartfelt check-in. Listen actively and be present in your connections. Share experiences and insights that strengthen mutual understanding. Seek out like-minded communities. Engage in groups that align with your values and interests. This could be a philosophy discussion group, a volunteer organization, or an online community centered on personal growth. These spaces naturally attract people who uplift and support one another. They provide an opportunity to learn, exchange ideas, and grow together. Express gratitude for your allies. Never underestimate the power of appreciation. Let the people in your support system know how much their presence and encouragement mean to you. A simple thank you, a kind gesture, or a heartfelt message can strengthen your bond. Seneca reminds us, no one can live happily who has regard only for themselves and transforms everything into a question of their own utility. You must live for your neighbor if you would live for yourself. Your support system. The shield against negativity. Even the most fortified castle benefits from a strong external defense. Your phalanx of trusted companions serves as a barrier against the storms of negativity, ensuring that your inner serenity remains intact. They offer perspective when your vision is clouded, They remind you of your strength when self-doubt creeps in. They serve as examples of virtue, inspiring you to stay true to your principles. Building and nurturing your support system is not just about self-preservation. It is about creating a network of mutual growth and encouragement. With the right people by your side, your inner peace will always have a secure and protected sanctuary. Number 9. Strengthening your inner fortress. Engaging with toxic individuals can feel like enduring a relentless battle, draining your emotional energy and leaving you exhausted. Just as a Stoic warrior would tend to their wounds and sharpen their blade after combat, you must also prioritize self-care to maintain your emotional resilience. Self-care is not an afterthought. It is a vital component of a Stoic lifestyle, ensuring that you have the strength to face challenges with clarity and composure. Integrate it into your daily routine, viewing it as an investment in your mental well-being, much like any other essential task. By making self-care a priority, you replenish your emotional reserves and fortify yourself against negativity, recharging through joyful activities. One of the most effective ways to restore your emotional energy is by engaging in activities that bring you joy. Take the time to identify pursuits that genuinely relax and uplift you, whether it's physical exercise like running or yoga, or creative outlets such as painting, writing, or playing music. These activities act as a mental reset, allowing you to decompress and regain perspective. When fully immersed in them, you experience a sense of flow that helps you detach from stress and negativity. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By deliberately engaging in positive experiences, you shape your inner world and cultivate a stronger mindset. The power of meditation and nature. The Stoics practiced mindfulness and contemplation, which were early forms of meditation. This practice helps quiet the mind, disengage from negative thoughts, and create a deep inner calm. By incorporating meditation into your self-care routine, you gain a powerful tool for managing stress, whether it originates internally or from toxic individuals. Additionally, the Stoics emphasized living in harmony with nature, believing that it offers clarity and renewal. Spending time in natural surroundings, whether it's a walk in the park, a hike through the woods, or simply sitting by the water, can significantly improve your mood, reduce stress, and provide a fresh perspective. Immersing yourself in nature allows you to step away from negativity and reconnect with something larger than yourself. Listening to your body and setting boundaries. Your body constantly communicates with you, signaling fatigue, tension, and emotional depletion. Instead of pushing yourself to exhaustion, recognize these signals and prioritize self-care before burnout sets in. This includes eating nutritious foods, getting sufficient sleep, and taking breaks throughout the day, all of which form the foundation of emotional resilience. Just as you set boundaries with toxic individuals, you must also protect your self-care time. Learn to politely decline requests that interfere with your well-being, and set aside dedicated moments for activities that restore your energy. By defending this time, you strengthen your mental and emotional armor, making you more capable of handling challenges. Self-care as a shield against negativity. Prioritizing your well-being is not selfish. It is necessary for maintaining emotional strength. When you practice self-care, you become more balanced, grounded, and resilient. The Stoic warrior does not enter battle unprepared. And likewise, you must equip yourself with emotional fortitude to navigate life's difficulties. A fully replenished mind and spirit allow you to deflect negativity with ease and radiate calm, strength, and positivity. By embracing self-care as an integral part of your Stoic philosophy, you ensure that no toxic influence can shake your inner peace, making you a formidable force in the face of adversity. Number 10. Remember, it's not about you. Imagine a dark cloud looming over you, casting a shadow and distorting your view of the world. This is what it feels like when dealing with toxic individuals. They radiate negativity, pulling those around them into their storm. However, just as a cloud does not define the sky, their toxicity is not a reflection of you but rather a manifestation of their own insecurities, fears, and unresolved struggles. In Stoic philosophy, the concept of prohairesis, our ability to control our responses, teaches us to become detached observers rather than reactive participants in these emotional tornadoes. By practicing rational detachment, we maintain our inner clarity, refusing to let external negativity dictate our peace of mind. Toxic people often deflect their own shortcomings onto others, resorting to blame, criticism, and negativity to avoid confronting their inner turmoil. If you internalize their words, you risk carrying burdens that were never yours to bear. Instead, approach these encounters as a Stoic philosopher would, like a scientist observing a phenomenon. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Recognizing that their insults and hostilities stem from their own struggles, not your worth, allows you to observe without absorbing. Their storm may rage, but it does not have to touch you. Just as a cloud may cast a shadow on the ground below, it cannot change the sun above. Your inner peace remains intact if you refuse to let their negativity consume you. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is the essence of Stoic detachment. You are not obligated to participate in someone else's emotional chaos. Instead, cultivate an unshakable sense of self, maintaining emotional distance while still showing compassion. You can acknowledge their struggle without allowing it to disrupt your mental and emotional balance. Toxic people thrive on drama and emotional reactions, but your time and energy are too precious to waste on negativity. Seneca cautioned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Your life's purpose is not to engage in battles that do not serve you but to stay true to your path of virtue, wisdom, and tranquility. When confronted with toxic behavior, ask yourself, is this worth my peace? If the answer is no, redirect your focus to pursuits that nourish your soul rather than deplete it. Detachment does not mean apathy, rather, it is an intentional choice to protect your well-being. You can show understanding toward others without becoming entangled in their turmoil. Think of yourself not as a passive target, but as a grounded observer, watching the storm without stepping into it. Always remember, the sun still shines above the clouds. Your peace, strength, and purpose remain untouched by external negativity, as long as you choose to rise above it. Number 11. Don't try to fix them. The urge to heal, help, and rescue can be overwhelming, especially when dealing with someone you care about who engages in harmful behaviors. However, in the philosophy of Stoicism, Trying to change others often leads to frustration, exhaustion, and emotional depletion. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Just as a struggling plant must fight its own way toward the light, toxic individuals must choose to change themselves. No amount of external effort can force them to transform unless they decide to take responsibility for their actions. Focus on what you can control. Stoicism teaches that we should direct our energy toward what we can control, our own responses, actions, and well-being, rather than wasting effort trying to alter someone else's nature. Toxic individuals are responsible for their own growth. Just as a gardener cannot force a seed to sprout before it is ready. Epictetus reminds us, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. If someone refuses to acknowledge their destructive tendencies, no amount of persuasion will change them. Accepting this reality liberates you from the exhausting cycle of fixing others and allows you to redirect your focus toward cultivating your own peace and virtue. Your inner peace is your garden. Think of your inner tranquility as a garden, a space where your virtues, values, and relationships flourish. Toxic people, with their negativity and dysfunction, are the weeds threatening to overrun your carefully nurtured space. If you spend all your time trying to pull the weeds from someone else's garden, your own will suffer. Instead of attempting to fix toxic individuals, focus on strengthening your own environment, building positive connections, practicing self-care, and reinforcing healthy boundaries. Seneca advised, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Choose to invest in relationships that uplift you, rather than drain you. Led by example, not by force. This does not mean you should abandon all efforts to help others. Stoicism values guiding others toward virtue. However, instead of forcing change, offer gentle encouragement, share insightful books, suggest therapy, or pose thought-provoking questions that may inspire self-reflection. As Ralph Waldo Emerson put it, "What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say." The most powerful way to influence others is by living your values, demonstrating calmness, wisdom, and emotional discipline in your own actions. If someone is ready to change, they will follow your example when the time is right. Know when to walk away. Despite your best efforts, some people will cling to their negativity. In such cases, Stoicism teaches the importance of setting boundaries and, when necessary, removing yourself from toxic situations. You cannot control their journey, but you can choose your own path. Walking away is not abandonment, it is an act of self-preservation. When you stop trying to fix others, you transition from a frustrated fixer to a stoic facilitator, someone who offers guidance without sacrificing their own well-being. Keep your garden strong and flourishing, even if weeds grow elsewhere. And remember, you are responsible for your own peace, not for pulling others out of their storms. Number 12. When to walk away. In the tranquility of your stoic refuge, you have cultivated emotional detachment, inner peace, and firm boundaries. Yet, despite your best efforts, some toxic individuals persist, threatening the stability of your sanctuary. Recognizing when to walk away is a crucial Stoic principle. Whether it's a difficult family relationship, a toxic friendship, or an unhealthy work environment, The decision to leave can be painful but necessary. Prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of wisdom. Epictetus reminds us, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Clinging to relationships that erode your inner peace contradicts Stoic ideals and hinders your ability to live rationally and virtuously. Safeguarding your inner sanctuary. Your inner serenity is your sacred space, a fortress fortified through Stoic discipline. Self-care and mindfulness. A persistently negative person is like an unrelenting siege, slowly wearing down your defenses. Walking away is not an act of hostility, it is a protective measure. Ensuring that your energy, focus, and emotional health remain intact. Consider the story of Nikola Tesla, who famously cut ties with Thomas Edison after repeated mistreatment. Rather than engaging in endless conflict, Tesla chose to distance himself and focus on his own path, leading to groundbreaking innovations. Similarly, protecting your emotional well-being allows you to invest in your own growth and fulfillment. Investing in what truly matters. Seneca wisely said, "The whole future lies in uncertainty, live immediately." Remaining in a toxic relationship is a misuse of your most valuable resource, time. When you step away from negative influences, you open yourself to positive relationships, meaningful pursuits, and a life that aligns with your values. Consider a career scenario. If a toxic workplace is draining your energy, remaining out of fear or obligation only prolongs your suffering. Those who walk away, like Steve Jobs after being ousted from Apple, often find new opportunities and a renewed sense of purpose. Your time and mental energy are finite. Use them wisely. Acceptance is not defeat. One of the core lessons of Stoicism is learning to accept what is beyond our control, and other people's behavior is the perfect example. Walking away is not weakness, it is wisdom. Choosing detachment from negative influences is a sign of inner strength, not defeat. You are not abandoning the person, but rather removing yourself from a harmful dynamic. Consider the example of Buddha, who encountered an angry man hurling insults at him. Instead of engaging, Buddha simply said, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse it, to whom does it belong?" The same applies to negativity. You don't have to accept it. A thoughtful departure. Walking away doesn't require drama or confrontation. Gradual withdrawal, declining invitations, limiting communication, or setting firm yet polite boundaries can be effective. Ask yourself, have I exhausted all reasonable solutions, e.g. communication? Setting boundaries, offering support. Is the toxicity a recurring pattern rather than an isolated incident? Is this relationship or environment significantly impacting my well-being? If the answer is yes, then it's time to prioritize your peace. Letting go creates space for growth, virtue, and fulfilling relationships. Walking away is not a loss, it is an investment in a life of reason, tranquility, and purpose. Number 13. Forgive yourself. The Stoic path to liberation. Imagine setting out on a long journey while carrying a heavy backpack. Weighed down by anger, resentment, and frustration toward someone who has wronged you. This burden slows you down, drains your energy, and prevents progress. Within the Stoic framework, forgiveness is not about excusing another's behavior. It is about freeing yourself from the emotional baggage that holds you captive. The Stoics emphasized that we must accept what is beyond our control. And other people's actions fall squarely into this category. Holding onto resentment only harms you, poisoning your present and casting a shadow over your future. As Nelson Mandela famously said, resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Mastering your inner world. The Stoics believed that true power lies not in controlling others, but in governing our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By forgiving yourself, you reclaim this power. This does not mean you approve of the toxic person's behavior, rather, it means acknowledging what has happened, accepting that it is beyond your control, and choosing to move forward with clarity and peace. Just as a traveler lightens their load for a smoother journey, so too must you let go of resentment to navigate life more freely. Breaking the cycle of negativity. Resentment is a self-imposed prison, one that keeps you emotionally chained to a person who no longer plays an active role in your life. If you continue to dwell on anger and hurt, you allow them to maintain power over you. Forgiving yourself is the key to breaking free from this cycle. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." By choosing to forgive, you strip the toxic person of their influence over your emotions and reclaim ownership of your inner peace. Practical steps toward forgiveness. Forgiving yourself is not an instant transformation, but a gradual process that requires intentional effort. Here are some steps to cultivate self-forgiveness and emotional healing. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Recognize your anger, pain, or resentment. Suppressing emotions only delays healing. Accepting them is the first step toward moving forward. 2. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and empathy you would offer a close friend. Self-forgiveness is an act of strength, not weakness. 3. Shift your perspective. Ask yourself, was the toxic person acting out of malice? Or were there deeper factors at play? Understanding their actions does not mean justifying them, but it can help you let go of the personal weight of the situation. 4. Reframe forgiveness as a gift to yourself. Letting go of resentment creates space for emotional growth and fulfillment. As Buddha wisely put it, holding onto anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. A lighter journey ahead. Imagine setting out once more on your journey through life, but this time with a lighter backpack and a stronger heart. You are no longer trapped in past negativity, but instead, open to new experiences, new joys, and new wisdom. By choosing to forgive, you have shifted from being a passive victim of toxic people to a resilient warrior of inner peace. A life worth fighting for. The Stoic path is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them with wisdom and fortitude. By embracing these principles, you equip yourself with the tools to navigate life's challenges without being consumed by negativity. As Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Your life is too valuable to be weighed down by past pain. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It is about ensuring that your future is free, light, and filled with peace. Please like, share and leave your comments below in the comments section.